Now, to get to my last point, there's AI music. Because when I first heard the Kendrick Lamar or the J. Cole thing, I thought it was AI music. There's a law that speaks on the fact that novelty for the sake of novelty, right, is useless. Meaning that some people make some things like all this AI stuff. When I first seen AI, I feel like they was making it just because they could. It's kind of like these Apple headsets, right? They made it just because they could, but I'm not sure if it really serves a purpose. I can't say that it really serves a purpose. So I was looking at this AI music and I say, okay, where could the value be? Because I think most of y'all agree, be like, man, this is whack. What's the point of having AI music, right? So I was like, all right, what is the use case of this? And here's the thing, and this is where we about to go. So think about like when you go watch a commercial, what is one thing that every commercial has? It has music on the background, right? When they're back in the day, they used to have ringtones and jingles because it will get into your mind when you remember something that rhymes with a product, right? It has a sound. In order to bring your business to life, it has to be incorporated into all the senses. One of the hardest things to incorporate is smell. But if I say, can you smell McDonald's right now? You can smell what them fries taste like. You feel me? There's a smell to McDonald's. That is a brand smell. There's a jingle sound to McDonald's. Dun, 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 boom. There's a color, right, palette to where there's the yellow and the red. Make you want to go and buy some McDonald's fast, right? There is a character to the eyes. You see the Ronald McDonald, right? So it gets into all of the senses. Branding is like sex. The reason that sex is so powerful is because it connects all the senses. Sight, touch, feel, you know what I mean? Smell, hearing, everything. So in branding, that is one of the things you want to do. So small brands and people who don't have big budgets, often they're not going to be putting sound engineering. When you hear the start of their videos, they're not going to have they don't think about hiring a singer, creating a song that is a connection with their brand. So when everybody hear it, it is training the mind, which actually is going to increase the amount of visible viewers that's coming to your show, right? Because there's a stimulation that happens when you hear the same thing over and over. So your mind is waiting for it, and then it happens, right? And then there's like an endorphin release, right? Because that expectation is met. Then you go into watching the show. So what does it have to do with AI music? So, bro, Digital Jeff he said he typed in just a few words, and he was like, I'll make me a song like Taylor Swift and make it about this. And he had a song instantly in like 15 seconds that the AI had created that was directly like, that sounded great in connection to his product. So he was able to create a commercial. Then he had the music on top of it, and then it was catchy. And I'm like, yo, normally you got to go hire a whole agency to go do something like this for your marketing and your commercial. And this is why a lot of brands cannot compete with the big brands, because they add all of the science, they add all of the production. And one of my main theses when it comes to, new technological innovation and shifts that happen is the fact that everything that was once for the rich will be available to everybody. Everything that was so expensive that everybody couldn't get, which is why everybody's production is on different tiers and levels, right, is now going to be made as a software that everybody has access to. So now, instead of thinking about AI music in the sense that it's going to be replacing artists and taking them out of jobs in the sense that like music we listen to, no, it's going to really be for businesses and content creation. Right? So when you listen to music, and there's sound engineering on every movie that you watch. So they put underlying music. So if they're talking about something serious, then it's going to have a dramatic sound. If it's a action scene, then they're going to have music that gets the blood pumping. It increases the value of that media that you're watching. You take that sound off, that movie sucks. I promise you. We don't realize how much music influences us because music controls the mood. Right? On a scary movie, if they don't have those sounds where they got ghost frequencies, it's beyond a human hearing, but it evokes fear, then that movie would not be scary. So now you're going to be able to create the content, and then the AI is going to match up the engineering to it. You're going to have your product now is going to have its own music to it. It's going to have its own sound to it. And this is why everybody is going to be utilizing AI music, because it's going to be for business, right? And commercial use. And at first I didn't see this because we was thinking from a consumer standpoint. But when you think about the fact that everybody actually needs it, it's just that it was something outside of your budget, so you could never afford it. Then it was like, man, who wants that? I thought it was just novelty for the sake of novelty, right? And novelty for the sake of novelty is when you create a product that it doesn't actually solve a problem. But this one actually does solve a problem, because the average entrepreneur cannot afford to get full production and add all of the science because it's expensive. So all of those things that looked at as luxuries that people have access and resources that they can create with these big budgets and put the production behind, and the reason why they can be number one. Think about everything that makes Apple in its marketing and its branding, right? And the people that they can hire and the smart people they have access to. That's going to be you now. So now when you think about creating your product, now you're able to compete with the big dogs, not from a production standpoint. That's going to be later. I mean, like when I say production, I mean like the supply chain. Like maybe you can't get all of that yet. But it's going to be a time where your creativity is going to be the highest thing that you need. Your idea generation, your ability to think on how to use things, your critical thinking skills. That is what's going to make the best entrepreneurs, because everything else is going to be automated. And you want to learn this now so you can do things quicker, smarter, faster, right? And your business is going to be able to grow and have explosive growth. You know what I mean? 10x to 100x. You feel me? Like, you don't want to be you want to be one of those people where their business is automated. Your workflow. Think about all of the tasks you do and ask yourself, can you automate the things you do so that you can do the things you really want to do? It's really about freedom and about time. So what we looking at is like, what is the new ways to do business? What is the new ways to make money? What are the new monetization chains, right? You know, I'm always ahead. I've been teaching about artificial intelligence and future skill sets, right? And new money models for the last decade now. You can go back and look at my YouTubes. We have always been talking about this and always been building on it. So making ourselves experts in the space. Now it's about making ourselves masters, right? You want to figure out, like, what are your children going to learn in the future? What are the ways to do business, do podcasts, do content, all of that? What are the new ways? These are the updated models, right? That's the mission. So you really want, like, you got a homegirl, homeboy, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, child, whatever. You don't want them to be outdated, and as everything shifts, they trying to figure out, you know, how the hell do I make money now? Or my skill set gonna be outdated. It's not. You just have to update yourself to the new ways. It's the new ways. Don't stress. Just update yourself. You feel me? If you making $100,000, your goal should be able to automate that $100,000 and then go to making $1 million. So you can 10x. If you making, you know, $1,000 per month, you should be now figuring out what's the 10x to make $10,000 a month. And if we live in a time when there's new skills and there's new ways to automate and there's quicker, better, easier ways to do things, then it is your responsibility to learn those. It's your responsibility. I'm going to just say that.